Doing your first controlled burn on your hunting property is a major step toward improving wildlife habitat, promoting native plant growth, and maintaining a healthy landscape. But it must be approached with careful planning, safety precautions, and the right weather conditions to ensure it is done correctly and legally. A prescribed burn, also known as a controlled burn, is a fire that is intentionally ignited under specific environmental conditions to achieve ecological or land management goals. For hunters and landowners, a well-executed burn can clear out old, dead vegetation, return nutrients to the soil, reduce dangerous fuel loads that could cause wildfires, and encourage the regrowth of nutritious grasses and forbs that benefit deer, turkey, quail, and other game species. Before striking a match, the first and most critical step is preparation. Begin by contacting your local forestry agency, extension office, or wildlife department to inquire about burn regulations, permit requirements, and recommended practices in your area. Many states require you to obtain a burn permit and follow strict guidelines, and in some places, it is illegal to burn without professional supervision. Additionally, some areas offer free or low-cost assistance from trained fire crews, and even if it's not required, it is always a good idea to involve experienced personnel for your first time. Next, walk your property and identify the area you want to burn. You should have clear management goals. Whether you're trying to promote warm-season grasses, eliminate invasive species, reduce thick underbrush, or simply open up the land for better hunting visibility. Use aerial maps, GPS, or software like ONX Hunt to plot out the burn area, keeping in mind wind direction, fuel types, terrain, and access points. Once the burn unit is mapped, the next step is to establish fire breaks. These are crucial. Fire breaks are barriers designed to stop the fire from spreading beyond the intended area, and they can be made using a dozer, disc, mower, rake, or leaf blower, depending on your tools and the landscape. Ideally, you want at least a 10 to 15 foot wide cleared path around the entire burn unit, down to bare mineral soil. You can also use natural barriers like creeks or roads as part of your fire break system. Once the breaks are in place, wait for the right weather conditions. This is not negotiable. Controlled burns should only be done when humidity levels are between 30–55%, wind speeds are between 2 to 10 mph, and temperatures are moderate. Too much wind or extremely dry conditions can cause the fire to escape and become dangerous, while no wind can lead to heavy smoke and uneven burning. The best days for burning are often right after a light rain, when the lower layers of fuel are damp, but the top layer is dry enough to ignite. Always have multiple days of favorable forecast, including the day of the burn and a few days after, to prevent flare-ups. Next, gather your equipment and crew. Even for a small burn, it's smart to have at least 3 to 5 people on hand. Everyone should wear proper safety gear, non-synthetic clothing, leather boots, gloves, safety goggles, and fire-resistant clothing if available. Equipment should include drip torches for lighting the fire, backpack sprayers or water tanks for suppression, rakes, and fire flappers for controlling the fire line, communication radios or cell phones, and a tractor or ATV in case mechanical intervention is needed. Brief everyone on the burn plan, emergency procedures, and who is in charge of lighting, suppression, and observation. Before lighting, notify your local fire department, neighbors, and any nearby landowners. Smoke can travel miles, and it's common courtesy and often a legal requirement to alert them. On the day of the burn, conduct a test fire on a small corner of the unit to observe how the fire behaves. If it behaves erratically or wind conditions are too strong, postpone the burn. If conditions are safe, start with a backing fire on the downwind side of the unit. A backing fire burns against the wind and moves slowly, creating a low-intensity, controllable flame that gradually consumes fuel and sets the stage for more aggressive firing later. Once the backing fire has created a wide, blackened area, you can begin setting flank fires along the sides of the burn unit, moving parallel to the wind. These will burn toward the backing fire and help clear larger areas more efficiently. Finally, You may use a head fire on the upwind side to finish the burn, but this should only be done by experienced individuals, as head fires move quickly and can be harder to control. Throughout the burn, constantly monitor fire behavior, wind shifts, and any signs of spot fires crossing the fire breaks. Station observers at key points, and never leave the burn unattended. Once the fire has consumed the desired amount of fuel, begin mop-up operations, extinguishing hot spots, turning over smoldering logs or stumps, and ensuring no embers threaten to restart the fire later. Continue monitoring the area for at least 24 to 72 hours, especially during windy periods. It's also wise to revisit the site several times over the next week. The success of your first controlled burn is measured not just by how safely it was conducted, but by how well it meets your land management goals in the weeks and months afterward. Within days, you'll see green shoots emerging from the blackened soil. Within weeks, wildlife will return to feed on the fresh growth. Deer will browse on new forbs, turkeys will forage in the open spaces for insects, and other species will thrive in the rejuvenated habitat. Regular burns every 2-4 years can help maintain these benefits and create an ideal environment for wildlife. If done right, controlled burning is one of the most powerful tools in a land manager's arsenal. It mimics the natural fire cycles that once shaped North American landscapes and allows you to sculpt your property into a healthy, productive, and huntable piece of land. Just remember that with fire, preparation, and caution are everything. Never take shortcuts, never burn alone, and always prioritize safety. With time and experience prescribed, fire can become a regular and rewarding part of your wildlife management plan, giving you the edge when it comes to attracting and holding game on your property while restoring the land to its most productive state.